We have all seen it. The Instagram posts from a beach talking about a 4-hour work week, the podcast interviews about overnight success and billion-dollar valuations. But if you are an entrepreneur, you know the real story. You know the reality of building something from ground up. Well, it's not that sexy as they make it sound. It's the 2 a.m. cold sweats, the impossible decisions, and that constant nagging feeling that you are in way over your head. I've been there. Today we are pulling back the curtain to talk about the part of entrepreneurship nobody posts on social media. We'll use one of the most honest books on the topic, Ben Horowitz, The Hard Thing About Hard Things, and my own battle scars to get to the unsexy truth of what it really takes to build something that lasts. I'll never forget the moment the glamour of being a CEO died for me. We had just moved into a new facility and I hired a team of porters to help set everything up. But when a critical delivery of heavy equipment arrived, they just stood there. They told me it was too heavy to lift. The entire operation was grinding to a halt over a few boxes. So I just rolled up my sleeves and started hauling it myself for hours. Now, that's not a story that you tell at a VC pitch, right? There is zero glory in being the highest paid manual laborer in your own company. In that moment, I wasn't a visionary. I was a porter. I've also been the plumber and the late night security guard of my office. Sounds familiar? It's in these moments that you realize your actual job title is Chief Problem Solver. And the problems are rarely glamorous. For the longest time, I thought moments like these were a sign of failure. I'd ask myself, why can't I get everything running perfectly? Then recently I read Ben Horowitz's book, The Hard Thing About Hard Things, and it put words to what I was feeling. He calls it the struggle. The struggle isn't a single crisis. It's that constant grinding pressure where you feel like you're always one step away from being completely overwhelmed or one step away from a disaster. It's when you're fighting for your company's life and there are no easy answers. That's when it clicked. I wasn't failing, I was leading. I was doing the hard things that no one else could do or would do. Now my lesson one from the book is survival is priority one. This brings me to the first raw lesson in this game. Survival is the only thing that matters. Horowitz draws a brilliant line between a peacetime CEO and a wartime CEO. In peacetime, when things are good, you focus on expanding your market and building culture. But a wartime CEO is obsessed with one thing: winning the war against whatever threatens to take you down. When your back is against the wall, you don't have the luxury of sticking to a job description. You violate protocol to win. You become the porter, the plumber, whatever it takes to keep the lights on. That isn't a distraction from your mission. That is the mission. The unsexy truth is that survival is a full contact sport, and you have to be willing to get your hands dirty to win. Doing all that takes a serious toll. And the second unsexy truth is that the biggest, toughest battle you will ever fight is the one between your own ears. Horowitz says that a CEO's psychology is one of the company's most critical assets, and he's right. The crushing pressure of loneliness, the weight of knowing every single decision, either good or bad, stops with you. Well, it's immense. When things go wrong, nobody cares about your excuses. They just need you to fix it. You have to find a way to manage that stress, to share the burden without spreading the panic within the team, and to keep making calls with incomplete information. Because if you lose your psychological footing, the whole company can go down with you. This journey is a marathon of mental resilience, not a sprint of passion. I know so many of you watching have felt this exact pressure. What's the most unsexy job that you have had to do to keep your business alive? Drop it in the comments below. Let's start a real conversation about the grind, because no one should have to carry the struggle alone. I'm with you. I've built a business over the last 13 years in a bootstrap way and been serving some of the largest software enterprises in the world. So finally, the third unsexy truth is that you just can't fake it. Now, when you're in the trenches, hauling boxes, your team sees you. They know when things are tough. It's tempting to put on a brave face and pretend everything is under control. But Horowitz argues, and I've learned it firsthand, that being brutally honest about the problem is the fastest way to solve them. Trust isn't built with motivational posters. It's built when you're transparent about the challenges and show your team you're right there with them, fighting to fix things. When you openly own the screw-ups, you give everyone else the permission to stop pointing fingers and start finding solutions. That kind of leadership isn't glamorous, but it's real, and it's what inspires fierce loyalty. So what's the unsexy truth? Building something from scratch is often a brutal, exhausting, and lonely job. It's less about moments of genius and more about gritty, day-to-day survival. It's about enduring the struggle, mastering your own psychology, and being radically honest when everything feels like it's falling apart. But here's the real secret. Every time you make the hard, correct decision, every time you choose to do the unsexy thing, you build a more courageous company and a more courageous yourself. It's not pretty, but that is what forges a character, builds resilience, and ultimately creates something of real value. And that is a journey worth taking. If this hit home for you, subscribe for more honest conversations about what it really takes to build something meaningful. Thanks for watching.